Headed down the shore? Skip the hassle. Let Beach Caddy handle the heavy lifting. Bellhop and beach cart rentals are available in Ocean City, Sea Isle, Avalon, Stone Harbor, and Wildwood. Use the promo code Jimbo for 10% off bellhop and cart rentals. Beach Caddy takes the stress out of your Jersey Shore trip. Go to beachcaddy.app. Use the promo code Jimbo for 10% off your move in, move out bellhop service and beach cart rentals. Best beach carts at the Jersey Shore.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Phillies Sports History for June 24th, 2025. I'm your host, Joe Montgomery. Welcome to a hot Tuesday edition of the podcast. It's going to be brutal out there. However, it is Tuesday, and that means it's time for some motivation/positivity. And motivation/positivity on Tuesdays is brought to you by the Clashing Conferences. Go to theclashingconferences.com to see how you can become a member of their fan network, as well as any media services you might need as well, theclashingconferences.com. All right, today it's going to be a little different. I'm taking this, paraphrasing a post I saw on Facebook that is a paraphrase of somebody else's post, but I think it really hits home. And the quote is, "We're here once. You're going to either try it and live it how you want or how they want. F they." And that comes from a friend of mine, Green Man. You might know him as at Eagles games, dude that paints his head green. But I think the message in this is great. Life is short, and you can't waste it trying to impress they and worried about what they think. You got to live how you want on your terms, in your way, and don't conform to what they want. And ultimately, as Black Sheep said, the choice is yours. And there's so many tie-ins with sports and life and otherwise. Obviously, Jalen Hurts is a prime example right now in Philly. He's not worried about what they say and how they want him to play quarterback. He does his way, and it works. You try to teach your kids this when they're like, oh, well, this group is doing this or they want to do this. But, I mean, even as adults, we need to do that. Don't worry about what they say. Try something new. Do what you want. Make yourself happy, whether it's looking for a new job, starting a new hobby, moving on from a relationship, getting a dog, whatever. Who cares what they say? Make yourself happy and F they. And that comes to courtesy of Green Man. Like I said, I think that was very good words to live by. So I told him I was going to steal it, and he gave the full blessing. But Tuesday Motivation Positivity is brought to you by the Clashing Conference. So be sure to go to clashingconferences.com to check out what they have to offer with their sports fan network. All right, Phil's back in action tonight against the Astros in Houston, a rematch of the 2022 World Series. And, I mean, I feel like I can say this about any spot in the rotation, really, but it's lining up pretty good with Ranger, Zach Wheeler, and then Christopher Sanchez. Houston's a good team. They're first place in the AL West, so it should be another big, good series for the Phils, another measuring stick. Bryce has started to swing a little bit. Should be able to take batting practice this week. He said he'd like to join the team within the next 10 days. He's not going to do a rehab assignment, so it's going to be as soon as he's ready to play, he's in the lineup, Rob Thompson said. So we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised, again, if it was sometime this week. Flyers made some moves. Traded the number 45 overall pick, a fourth rounder in 2026, and Ryan Polig for Trevor Zegras. And I had to do a little research. Obviously, I tell you all the time I'm not the greatest when it comes to NHL knowledge. But this is a solid pickup. Everybody seems to like it. This dude's a former Rookie of the Year, had some injury concerns, but basically you're giving up 2 draft picks and a fourth liner for potential. And this is low risk, high reward right out of the Howie Rosemanesque playbook. So Danny Briere, borrowing from his South Philly brethren. We'll see how it does, but maybe this is like the Howie Roseman effect on the team, and they'll be able to do something with this. But that draft is Friday and Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that. The Flyers bring in Trevor Zegras, and honestly, Lots of people were happy about it, so it's a good high risk, low risk, high reward Howie Roseman type pick. So Howie is spreading his knowledge across the city. I do have some Eagles news. Jalen Hurts is a children's book author. He wrote a book called Better Than a Touchdown, basically about kids believing in themselves. It's something that he really wanted to do and wanted to kind of give back. And again, he's out there not caring about what they say, but it seemed like a good book. They're accepting pre-orders now. But between him and Brandon Graham, I'm loving it. This team is awesome. Like I love that they're doing children's books and doing all that. But Better Than a Touchdown, Jalen Hurts' new book is out, or available for pre-order, I should say. I did have some feedback on the Sixers comment I made yesterday that if they play the cards right, they could be a contender in the East. A lot of people call me crazy, but I don't know, man. If Edgecombe is who we think he is, and that's who they end up taking, the NBA shifted to positionless players anyway. If you get anything you get out of Paul George and Joel Embiid, combining with Kane, Maxey, and Edgecombe, I mean, it's not. I don't know. I'm not saying they're going to make a championship run like the Pacers did, but they might be back in the playoff mix. So we'll have to see. That draft is tomorrow night, though, so we'll have a better sense and everything. I'm not officially jumping on that bandwagon yet, but it could be happening soon. All right, and then yesterday's trivia question we talked about over the weekend. It was the anniversary of Jim Bunning's perfect game on Father's Day, and I asked who no-hit the Phillies just 17 days prior to that no perfect game happening, and that was the Dodgers and Sandy Koufax. And shout out to the astute fans who pointed out that we had covered that earlier in the month, which we did. So shout out to you, eagle-eared listeners.
Want to show off your Philly pride without saying a word? Philly Goat has you covered. From tees, hoodies, shoes, and hats, their gear screams Philly louder than an Eagles fan at the vet. Whether you're tailgating in South Philly or trying to flex down the Jersey Shore, do it in style. Hit up phillygoat.com, use the promo code Jim Montgomery, and get 10% off your order. Philly Goat, because being Philly ain't a choice, it's a way of life. Go Birds!
All right, June 24th. First, we're going to go back to 1963. We're going to do a little something different today. Do a little boxing. And on this day in 1963, 33-year-old South Philly boxer Joey Giardello upset Sugar Ray Robinson with a unanimous decision in the 10-round unanimous decision at Convention Hall in Philadelphia to become the number one contender for the middleweight title. Couple of later that year, he would beat Dick Tiger to win the title. He would go on to defend the title 4 times before losing it back to Dick Tiger, including a fight against Reuben Hurricane Carter, which was featured in the movie The Hurricane. Lots of controversy surrounding that. Giardello was not happy that he was made to look the way he was in the movie, so they added some bonus footage and interviews to the DVD things. But he would go on to lose to Dick Tiger 2 years later. But South Philly's own Joey Giardello upset Sugar Ray Robinson to become the number one contender, would go on to beat Dick Tiger, defend the championship 4 times before losing it back to Tiger, who they had a decent rivalry. They fought 4 times, splitting both fights. And there is a statue in Passyunk of Joey Giardello if you're in the area and want to go see it. But he is one of the inspirations for Rocky when they were doing it, kind of like the older guy who had a shot, took advantage of it and things. Joey Giardello upset Sugar Ray Robinson on this day in 1963. All right. And a couple quick things for Phillies. In 1986, it was the end of an era. The Phillies released Steve Carlton today after he refused to retire. Carlton started off the 86 season 4-8 with a 6.18 ERA. Very unlefty-like. They were trying to help him save face, but he didn't want to hang him up yet. He was replaced in the rotation by Bruce Ruffin. He would go out to finish out his career with a couple teams in the American League then. But Steve Carlton released from the Phillies on this day, 1986. And then in 2014, I'm a big advocate of Philly sports fans. Philadelphia fans showed everybody who they really were on this day in 2014. In his first game back from bereavement leave, after having to deal with the burial and funeral of his Hall of Fame father, Philly fans gave Tony Gwynn Jr. a rousing standing ovation when he came in to pinch hit in the 8th inning of the Phillies 7-4 win over the Marlins. It was something that they did spontaneously, and to me goes and shows just what kind of fans Philly fans are. So nobody ever talks about that. They all talk about snowballs and Santa, but we gave a great standing ovation to Tony Gwynn Jr. first game back after his dad passed away. So kudos to you, Philly. And that happened in 2014. And by the way, Tony Gwynn Jr. unfortunately grounded out on that play. All right. NHL draft is this weekend. Flyers have the number 6 pick. In their history, they've had the number 6 pick 3 times. Who were the 3 players they took at number 6 the 3 times they had it? You can name me one of them if you want. 2 of them are from the 70s, but one is a pretty well-known name. So hit me up on the Back to the Future voice and text line 267-495-8531 to get that out. Hit me up on the Discord channel, any of my social media. Again, follow me on Twitter and TikTok. Jimbo_Mont, Instagram at Philly Jimbo. As I mentioned, you can hit me up on my Facebook and LinkedIn. That's where I post highlights and clips from the games that we're talking about. But anything is fair game. But name one of the 3 players the Flyers have taken all time at number 6 overall. All right, and then finally today, our greatest individual sports season in Philly sports history. Recapping the Sixers yesterday, Wilt Chamberlain 61-62, 100% of the vote over 22-23 Joel Embiid, so he will move on. Hard to argue with a man who averaged 50 points per game. Just throwing it out there. But today we have an interesting one out of the Eagles region. The number 3 seed, Nick Foles from 2013. He threw for 2,891 yards, 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 119.2 passer rating, tied an NFL record with 7 touchdowns in a game against the Raiders. All this in only 10 starts. Did make the Pro Bowl. Took the Eagles to win the division that year. That was Chip Kelly's first year before losing to the Saints in the wild card. So Nick Foles, 2013, first go around with the Eagles, is our 3 seed, taking on the number 6 seed, Jalen Hurts from 2022, 3,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, added 760 rushing yards, 13 rushing touchdowns, was an All-Pro, second in the MVP. Took the Eagles to the Super Bowl and basically won ticky-tack penalty from beating the Chiefs the first time. But now it's your turn. Whose season was better? Nick Foles in 2013, Jalen Hurts in 2022. Get your vote in. On this day in 2014, Philly fans give Tony Gwynn Jr. a standing ovation. First game back after his father passed away. They released Steve Carlton in 1986. And in 1963, 33-year-old South Philly boxer Joey Giardello beat Sugar Ray Robinson to be the number 1 contender for the middleweight title. He would beat Dick Tiger. Giardello is in the Boxing Hall of Fame, Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame. Really true legend. There's a statue, like I said, in South Philly as well. We'll have more on the Phillies, Astros, any Sixers rumors for the draft we'll cover, as we also prepare for the Flyers draft as well. But as I mentioned, be sure to hit me up on any of my social media, Jimbo_Mont, Twitter and TikTok, Instagram at Philly Jimbo. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that other good housekeeping stuff. It is Tuesday. Stay cool today. And as you go through your weeks, remember, you're only here once. You're going to either try it and live it how you want or how they want. F they. Don't worry about what they say. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History for June 24th, 2025. My name is Jim Montgomery. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you.